The first Israeli strike on Iran, June 13, 2025. The attack that changed everything. It happened at dawn on June 13, 2025. A date that will be remembered as the day the shadow war between Israel and Iran turned into open flames. For years, these two rivals waged silent battles, cyber attacks, sabotage, assassinations in the dark. But on this morning, everything changed. At exactly 4:12 a.m. local time, Israeli fighter jets crossed into Iranian airspace in what was codenamed Operation Rising Lion, the largest and most daring Israeli airstrike in modern history. Over 200 aircraft took part. Stealth F-35s, F-15s, refueling planes, all working in coordinated waves. Their mission: strike and cripple Iran's most sensitive nuclear and military sites in a single, breathtaking blow. Primary targets included Natanz, Fordow, and Isfahan, facilities key to Iran's uranium enrichment. But this was no simple bombing run. Reports confirmed that Mossad operatives had infiltrated Iranian territory months earlier, planting homing beacons and even explosives within key defense systems to blind Iran's radar and air defense networks. The first explosions hit Natanz, buried deep underground, shattering centrifuges that took years for Iran to build. Moments later, Fordow was struck, its uranium stockpiles obliterated in the chaos. Then, Isfahan, long suspected of housing weapons-grade material, was reduced to smoke and fire. But the strikes didn't stop there. Iranian missile silos, Revolutionary Guard bases, and command centers across Tehran, Tabriz, and Hamadan were hit in rapid succession. By sunrise, much of Iran's nuclear infrastructure lay in ruins. Top Iranian generals, including senior IRGC commanders, were confirmed killed. Reports also claimed the death of at least 3 of Iran's leading nuclear scientists. In response, Iran launched a barrage of over 100 drones and ballistic missiles toward Israeli cities. But Iron Dome and David's Sling missile defense systems intercepted nearly all of them, preventing mass casualties. Nevertheless, Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei took to the airwaves, declaring the strike an act of war and promising severe, unstoppable retaliation. The world held its breath. Oil prices spiked, global markets shook, U.S. military forces in the Gulf were placed on high alert. Emergency meetings were held in NATO and the UN. Diplomats from Moscow, Beijing, and Washington scrambled to prevent the worst-case scenario: full-scale war in the Middle East. But for Israel, this was more than a military strike. It was a clear, public message. For decades, Israeli leaders warned the world Iran would never be allowed to build a nuclear bomb. On June 13, 2025, they turned that warning into action. Some analysts called it bold, others reckless. But one thing was certain: the balance of power in the Middle East was shattered that day, and the echoes of this strike are still being felt as both nations prepare for whatever comes next.